Hey, it's Hilmon Sorey here from ClozeLoop, where we work with the fastest growing B2B sales teams on the planet, specifically around revenue generation and growth. Today, let's talk a little bit about sales playbooks. You may have one, you may have heard of them before. Well, I've got 7 tips plus a bonus at the end. Let's go. All right, let's start with number 7. If you've got a Google Drive, if you've got a wiki, if you've got a place that has folders upon folders upon folders that are stuffed with things from sales decks to pricing sheets to objection handling material to that old competitive analysis that you used a long time ago at the SKO sometime in, 2018, you may have a problem. Because here's the deal, your salespeople are accessing that drive on a regular basis. And if they're accessing that drive and they're accessing the wrong information, that's not good. So let me tell you, if you've got all this stuff sitting in disparate places, this is a key sign that you need a sales playbook as a single source of truth, which is a place where your sales team can go to find the information they need while they're in a selling conversation. We'll talk about that in just a minute. Let's go to number 6. Number 6 reason you may need a sales playbook. Let's say you've put together an awesome onboarding program. You hire really well, you interview really well, you bring them on board really well, you work them through a process of understanding your products, your pricing, your customer. Then you release these fantastic sales beasts into the universe. They get on the phone, they start making calls, they start having conversations, they're on Zoom, and then it just kind of flatlines. Doesn't seem like they have a chance to continue to grow or that their performance gets any better. Well, part of the problem is you put all of this energy into the onboarding process with the sales team, and then you figured, okay, now it's time to fend for yourself. The other challenge is, in onboarding, a lot of the stuff we learned is out of context. So how much do you think as a percentage of what you learn in onboarding you actually retain and apply in your selling universe? Here's the biggest challenge that people run into. They create a sales book that is mostly onboarding documentation. So if I'm a seller that's been in an organization for 6 months, 9 months, 18 months, God forbid even longer than that, I look at this as more of like reference material. I know how to use my CRM. I know how to use my email. I know where the data is coming from. There's nothing useful for me here. So one of the keys is to create a sales playbook that folks can use in their workflow to move deals during the day. We'll talk about that in just a second. Number 5 reason that you may need a sales playbook is if you work with partners, strategic partners, or channel partners. Reason why is they're gonna sell the easiest thing to sell. How do you make it easy? You give them a playbook. You say, hey, this is how we're doing it in the direct sales of our organization. Take the pieces of this and apply our competitive information. Apply the things that we've learned with respect to objection handling. Apply the messaging. Apply these things that help us understand where we segment our marketplace and the personas that we're going after. Serve it up to them. Then you know what? They'll love you and they'll sell more of whatever it is that you sell. And isn't that the goal after all? Number 4 reason that you may need a sales playbook is if, maybe you're a technology company that has a product roadmap and therefore you're releasing new features, new benefits, new solutions, new packages, new altogether products with some regularity. Well, how the heck are you letting your sales team know how to work with that? Here's how. Usually folks have some sort of a big product meeting where the release occurs and marketing starts to tell you all of these fantastic, huge Bibles of information about why this is better and swifter and faster and stronger and lighter and cheaper and whatever it might be for your customer. Well, you know what? That doesn't really work in a sales conversation. We don't have an opportunity to just throw over a PDF, walk through a 20 slide deck to help people to understand that this is why we have a compelling value proposition. We've got a quick moment in time to uncover pain and impart to somebody why they should continue a conversation with us. So sales, it's incumbent upon you to take this information that we get from engineering, the information that we get from product, the information that we get from marketing, and turn it into sales speak. Turn it into micro sentences and phrases that are going to move the conversation forward. Where does it live once you've done it? A sales playbook. Number 3 reason why you may need a sales playbook is if, again, wonder if you might be a technology company or some kind of a solution provider, even a service that has competitors who are consistently innovating. What are you going to do? You going to go based on your old messaging that worked at your SKO last year? No, your competitors have done other things because they're consistently trying to outflank you. Well, don't let them do it. Include some things like battle cards, winning zone, losing zone, battlefield inside of your sales playbook so your sellers are not caught off guard when a prospect says, yeah, well, we're using this, or yeah, we're having a conversation with this organization. You're immediately able to position yourself, if it makes sense in that deal process, to have an opportunity to win. Give your sellers an advantage. Don't leave it to the best seller who's done their own research. Create the tribal knowledge and have it exist in one specific place as a single source of truth. And that truth, yeah, it's your playbook. Number 2 reason that you may need a sales playbook is because Kyle knows all. Who's Kyle? Kyle or Kara or any other name you want to pick is that person on your sales team that just crushes it. They're just awesome. They know everything. They go out and they talk to customers and things just drop like flies and the rest of the team just can't keep up. They're just not that good. So what do? They go to Kyle or Kara and they're like, hey, so what are you using? What are you doing? You get these little snippets, these little bits of information, which aren't the whole thing. This is not a training exercise because one of the reasons why this person is so awesome is because they're committed to the activity of selling. They're not committed to training their peers around them. Sure, they might be a nice person. Sometimes they might not be. Doesn't matter. That information is stuck in their heads and oh my gosh, what if they leave? I don't even want to talk about that prospect. But here's the deal. You can take a lot of that tribal knowledge and some of it could exist in different people's heads. Maybe there's someone who's really good at technology on the sales team. Maybe there's someone who's really good at the competitive differentiation on the sales team. Maybe there's someone who's really good at an industry or a vertical on the sales team. Well, you know what? Let's make everybody good. A rising tide floats all boats. So where do we keep that info? In a sales playbook. Yes, you're getting it. The number 1 reason why you should really explore a sales playbook urgently is if you are doing pipeline reviews and you're realizing your sellers are losing deals that you know you should win. And when you look at a win-loss analysis, you find things in there that actually fall into an area that you should be competitive in or an area that you really should be winning in. If that's the case, you need a sales playbook because what it means is that there is something that is not translating from your strategy as an organization down to your tactical execution as a selling team. And the glue that stitches those things together, high-level strategy, high-level go-to-market, down to tactical execution and actual sales call, is your sales playbook. Okay, and here's the bonus tip for you. You ever seen one of these? I love dictionaries. I really do. I love dictionaries for words and things that don't change over the course of 1,000 years. If your sales playbook is holding up a monitor somewhere, or this thing's heavy. I'm not kidding. Like isn't this heavy? Yeah. Yeah. This is a heavy piece of equipment. If your sales book is a heavy piece of equipment and it's not nimble and it's not digital and it's not something that a seller can look up really quickly while on a conversation to find out how do I handle this specific objection? How do I speak to this specific persona about pain that matters to them? Then you don't have a sales playbook. You've got a boat anchor. The sales playbook should be a resource. It should not be reference material. That's it. All right, I'm Hilmon Sorey. If you liked this video, hit the like button. If you're growing a sales team, hit subscribe. Look in the description below for more links that are relevant to sales playbooks, and I'll see you next time.